learning,
developing,
technology.
with
With you.
My name is Paul Hill, and I'm demonstrating how to install the Android operating system on an Acer Iconia W700 series tablet. Before we begin, you'll need to create 3 DVDs or memory sticks to accomplish this. You'll need a W9 install disk, a G-parted disk, and finally an Android boot disk. We'll begin by entering the BIOS of the tablet. We can do this by holding the Windows button and the power button. Okay. Once inside the BIOS, we're going to change the boot mode from UEFI to Legacy. Then we're going to exit and save changes. Okay. We're going to hold down the power button and turn the tablet off. Okay. And we're going to go back into the BIOS. Again, we're going to hold down the Windows button, hold down the power button, let go of the power button. Okay, back in the BIOS. Now what we need to do is set our first boot device order. In this case, I am using a USB DVD-ROM, and I have it first. And you can change position by moving these arrow keys. I'll move this down so you can see. Okay, and you may have to scroll down to see all the devices. Since I'm using a DVD, I'm going to move this up to the top. Once done, we're going to exit. And before we save changes, we're going to go ahead and put in our Debian 9 DVD. Let's exit, save changes. Yes. Okay. I'm going to use the keypad, and we're going to go to the graphical install. And I'm just going to go through the defaults. The reason we need to install Debian 9 is just to prepare the hard drive for the Android operating system. It doesn't properly set up the hard drive to boot. Okay, now we're going to set up the Wi-Fi. We're just going to continue through this with the default settings. If we don't need a password, we're not going to enter a password. And we're just going to continue here. Doesn't matter what mirror we pick. Once you get to this screen, we don't need to install the desktop environment. We don't need the print server or the standard utilities. It's just make it a little bit faster to finish the install process. We're going to select yes here. We're going to select the hard drive. Okay, when it gets to this point, it will eject the disk. We're going to go ahead and take this disk out and put in the G-ported disk. Okay. Now we're going to click continue, and it's going to reboot. Okay, we're just going to select the first option. Okay, we're just going to do the option is selects. It's kind of hard to read on the screen. We're just going to enter through this. Okay, it's a little hard to see on this screen, but what we have is um, our drive here, the partitions for our drive, and we're going to delete our swap drive. This one here in red is the swap drive, and we can just right click on it, delete. Okay, then we're going to right click on this. Excuse me. We're going to go ahead and apply the changes. Okay. Then we can right click on our drive and resize. Okay, and we are going to excuse me, we're going to delete this extended one too. Okay, we're going to apply this. Okay, so we deleted those two partitions, the extended partition and swap partition. We're going to go up to SDA1, which is the first one. We're going to resize this. Okay, and right here, which may be hard to see, right where my mouse is, it states what the size is in megabytes. So we're going to change this new size here to what it's reading here. 122 122.103 megabytes. And then when you click out of there, you should have 0 space remaining free. And we're going to click on resize. Okay, now it's using the entire drive partition. What has happened is when you first installed Debian 9, since we did not do any modifications to it, it creates a swap drive. I have ran through this scenario many times, and if you don't go through the default settings, it does not properly put the flags on the partition. So you have to let it default and create the swap drive. We don't need the swap drive for Android, so what we have done is deleted this using gparted. We deleted the extended drive and the swap partition, then we extend the primary partition to use the entire drive. In this case, this one here has a 120 gig hard drive, so we're now able to use all of that. We're going to hit apply here. Okay. Okay, we can close this window. And you got to double click on the exit. And we're going to tell it to reboot. Now what we want to do is pop out the disk and put the Android disk in. Okay, then we can press enter. Okay, now we're finally to the final part, installing Android. And what we're going to do is go to the last one, install Android x86 to hard disk. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, we're going to select OK. We want to install it on the SDA1. We're going to go ahead and tell it to format it. We're going to use ext4 for the format. We want to say yes, we want to format the partition. Yes, you do want to install grep. This is up to you. If you want to install read write, I click yes here. Okay, and I'm going to pause this while it finishes the install. Once the install is finished, it'll give you a choice to either run or reboot. What we want to do is reboot. Press enter. And we want to inject the disk. And you can see we are booting into Android. Thank you for just watching this video. Please understand that you need some experience before attempting this, or be willing to lose the information on your tablet. If you got any questions, just post it on our forum at hillsys.org. Thank you.